Hi everyone, I am Christopher Susana from BSISM2A. Now, I'm going to discuss all about the Article 341, the white slave trade, and the Article 342, the forcible abduction.
Article 341, White Slave Trade. The penalty of prison mayor in its medium and maximum period shall be imposed upon any person who, in any manner or under any pretext, shall engage in the business or shall profit by prostitution or shall enlist the services of any other for the purpose of prostitution. So under the Article 341, we have the three punishable acts or how it's committed. So the first is engaging in the business of prostitution. So kunwari po ikaw ay may-ari ng bar. So aside from alcoholic drinks, nag-offer ka din ng mga prostitutes or ang business mo talaga ay ang mag-offer ng prostitution. Second, by profiting by prostitution. So dito po ay kumikita ka sa pamamagitan ng mga prostitutes. So connected po ito or similar po sila sa naunang punishable act. So the third is by enlisting the service of women for purpose of prostitution. So dito halimbawa ay nagpapatulong ka o makikiisa ka sa iba na ang pinakalayunin mo ay ang pagpo-prostitute. Dito po ay kahit walang kinita ang offender ay liable po siya dito sa pangatlong punishable act. So take note, the mere factor in this act ay ang nagpapatulong ka o makikiisa ka sa paggawa ng prostitution at dito maaari kang makasuhan sa article na ito. So in the next article, we will be discussing all about the Article 342 or the forcible abduction. So, Chapter 4, Abduction, Article 342, Forcible Abduction. The abduction of any woman against her will and with lewd designs shall be punished by reclusion temporal. The same penalty shall be imposed in every case if the female abducted by under 12 years of age. So, pag sinabing forcible abduction po ay nangangahulugang pinipilit mo ang isang babae na sumama sa iyo na hindi naayon sa kanyang kagustuhan. And when we say lewd design, ito po ay pangbabastos o panghahalay o gawaing malaswa o masagwa. At saka po, same penalty po ang mapapataw sa offender kahit yung babae ay 12 years old pababa. Bakit po? Malalaman po natin yan mamaya. So, Article 342, the forcible abduction had three elements. First is the person who is kidnapped must be a woman. It is immaterial whether she be a widow, a married woman, or virgin, for all these classes are comprised within the generic term woman. So, klaro naman po sa sinasabi dito, kahit widow o tinatawag nating laon ng isang babae, may asawa o wala, virgin man o hindi, basta po may natural born vagina ay maaari pong maging biktima sa article na ito. So, in the second element is the crime must be committed against her will. O sa madaling salita, pinilit mo po ang isang babae kahit hindi niya gusto at mayroon pong pananakot, pagbabanta upang makuha o maabdak ang isang babae. So, however po, dito na po lalabas yung sinabi ko kanina, pag below 12 years old po yung biktima, kahit po may consent siya, consider pa rin po itong forcible abduction. Take note po, ang batang mas mababa sa 12 years old ay kinoconsider pa rin po natin na hindi kaya magbigay ng consent sa edad nila. Hindi pa po nila alam kung ano ba ang kalalabasan o consequences ng pagpayag nila sa pagsama o hindi. The last element is, it must be committed with unchaste design, that is with the intention of flying with the woman. Kagaya po sa sinabi ko nung una, ginagawan mo po ng panghalay o pangbabastos ang isang babae. At pag sinabi po nating unchaste design, nangahulugang po ito na pag-aakit ng isang babae upang makipagtalik. Take note po, ang intention po dapat ng offender dito ay ang bastusin o halayin o pilitin ng biktima na makipagtalik. Kasi po kung ang biktima ay pinilit niyong sumama sa inyo at saka ni-rape nyo, ang kaso po dito ay forcible abduction with rape. Lagi po nating tandaan na kapag ang intensyon ng offender ay ang pagpupumilit na dalhin ng babae sa lugar na hindi niya gusto at gawan ng kawastusan o panghalay, dito po papasok si forcible abduction.
Once again, I am Christopher Susana from BSISM2A. Thank you for listening and I hope you get some learning and knowledge for which I have explained all about the Article 341, the white slave trade, and the Article 342, the forcible abduction.
Good day everyone, my name is Joel M. Andres Jr. from BSISM2A, and now let's talk about the Article 343, which is consented abduction, and Article 344, which is persecuting of the crimes of adultery, concubinage, seduction, abduction, rape, and act of lasciviousness. Abduction of a virgin over 12 years and under 18 years of age, carried out with her consent and with lewd design, shall be punished by the penalty of prison correctional in its minimum and medium periods. And here are the elements: that the offended party be a virgin, that she be over 12 but under 18 years of age. Sinasabi dito that the victim is a girl regardless if the victim is virgin or not. Regardless din kung ilang taon na siya. Pero dito sa consented abduction, ang victim ay virgin na may edad na 12 pataas pero mas bata sa 18 years old. And here are the other elements: that she was abducted with her consent and that the abduction was committed with lewd design. So, sinasabi dito na kinuha yung victim ng offender pero ang pagkuha sa kanya is with her consent. Paano siya nagbigay ng consent, inakit siya ng offender para sumama sa kanya. Same purpose ito sa forcible abduction, para bastusin o pagsamantalahan ang victim. Article 344. Prosecution of the crimes of adultery, concubinage, seduction, abduction, rape, and act of lasciviousness. Dito sa article na to, i-discuss natin ang pwedeng magsampa ng kaso, sino ang kakasuhan, at kailan hindi pwede kasuhan ang offender. In cases of adultery, concubinage, abduction, seduction, and act of lasciviousness, hindi na kasama ang rape dahil ang crime na rape ay considered na crime against person. And ang crimes against person is rape, murder, homicide, and etc. And kahit sino ay pwedeng magsampa ng kaso, ang victim dito ay near witness sa case. The crimes of adultery and concubinage shall not be prosecuted except upon complaint filed by the offended spouse. Dito, i-discuss natin if sino-sino ang pwedeng mag-file ng kaso in case of adultery and concubinage. Sa adultery, ang offender or nagkasala ay asawang babae. So, ang pwede magkaso sa case na ito ay yung tinatawag nating offended spouse or asawang lalaki. And sa concubinage naman, ang offender na nagkasala naman ay asawang lalaki. Ang pwedeng magreklamo ay asawang babae. Ang anak or kamag-anak or sino man ay hindi pwede mag-initiate or mag-file ng kaso laban sa offender ng adultery or concubinage. Kahit alam nila na ng bababae ang tatay or nanay, ay wala silang karapatan na mag-file or mag-complain ng kaso. Mga asawa lang ng offender ang may rights na mag-file ng kaso. The offended party cannot institute criminal prosecution without including both the guilty parties if they are both alive, nor in any case if he shall have. Ang kakasuhan dito sa adultery or concubinage ay yung asawang nanloko at kabit o kalaguyo, consented or pardoned the offender. So, sinasabi dito na pag pinatawad ng offender spouse, ang offender, pwede itong gawing basis para ma-dismiss ang kaso, provided yung pagpapatawad ay nagawa before nakasuhan or before pa nag-file ng kaso or nag-complain. Dapat din, dalawa sila napatawad, which is yung asawa and kabit. Hindi pwede yung asawa lang ang napatawad and sasampahan mo ng kaso. Hindi pwede yung asawa lang ang napatawad and sasampahan mo ng kaso yung kabit ng adultery or concubinage, hindi ito pwede. Dapat silang dalawa ang napatawad.
Hi everyone, I am Mejan Mindo from BSI SM2A. This time we will be discussing about the Article 345, the civil liability of a person guilty of crimes against chastity. In the Article 346, the liability of ascendants, guardians, teachers, and other person entrusted with the custody of the offended party. In this video, we will be discussing about the Article 345 or the civil liability of a person guilty of crimes against chastity. The Article 345 enumerates the additional penalty na matatanggap ng offender sa mga crimes against chastity. This is aside from imprisonment and fine. The Article 345 states that a person guilty of rape, seduction, or abduction shall also be sentenced. These are the elements of the Article 345. Number 1. To indemnify the offended woman. Example nito, yung mga damages na ina-award ng court, like moral damages. Usually, nasa 50,000 to 100,000 ito. Depende sa crime na nakomit. Number 2. To acknowledge the offspring unless the law should prevent him from so doing. Pag nabuntis ang victim, obligado si offender na i-acknowledge ang bata. Number 3. In every case, to support the offspring. Aside sa i-acknowledge ni offender ang bata, magbibigay din siya ng support. Next is the Article 346 or the liability of ascendants, guardians, teachers, or other person entrusted with the custody of the offended party. The Article 346 states that the ascendants, guardians, curators, teachers, and any person who by abuse of authority or confidential relationships shall cooperate as accomplices in the perpetration of the crime embraced in chapters 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of this title shall be punished as principal, teacher, or other person in any other capacity entrusted with education and guidance of youth shall also suffer the penalty of temporary special disqualification in its maximum period of perpetual special disqualification in any person falling within the terms of this article, and any other person guilty of corruption of minors for the benefit of another shall be punished by special disqualification from failing the office of guardian. As you can see in this paragraph, the ascendants, guardians, curators, teachers, and any other person who by abuse of authority or confidential relationships shall cooperate as accomplice in the perpetration of the crimes embraced in chapters 2nd, 3rd, and 4th of this title shall be punished as principals. Ano ba yung mga crimes covered ng first paragraph? Number 1, rape. Number 2, acts of lasciviousness. Number 3, qualified seduction. Number 4, simple seduction. Number 5, acts of lasciviousness with the consent of the offended party. Number 6, corruption of minors. Number 7, white slave trade. Number 8, forcible abduction. And number 9, consented abduction. Sino-sino naman yung mga liable or offenders? Number 1, ascendants. Number 2, guardians. Number 3, curators. And number 4, teachers. Or number 5, any other person who by cooperates as accomplice with the abuse of authority or confidential relationship. Itong mga to, ang ginawa nila ay mga acts na mako-considered silang accomplice. Hindi sila yung offender or principals sa crimes na nabanggit natin, pero tumulong sila sa offender. Supposed to be, ang liability nila ay as an accomplice. Pero by virtue of Article 346, they will be punished as principals and not as an accomplice. Ang liability nila ay parehas mismo sa taong gumawa ng crime. Second paragraph, teachers or other persons in other capacity entrusted with the education and guidance of youth shall also suffer the penalty of temporary special disqualification in its maximum period to perpetual special disqualification. Perpetual, temporary special disqualification. The penalties of perpetual or temporary special disqualification for public office, profession, or calling produce the following effects. Number 1, the deprivation of the office, employment, profession, or calling affected. mawawala ng trabaho si offender. And number 2, the disqualification for holding similar offices or employment either particularly or during the terms of the sentence according to the extent of such disqualification. Mababand or bawal na siyang maging teacher ulit. Third paragraph, any person failing within the terms of this article and any person guilty of corruption of minors for the benefit of another shall be punished by special disqualification from failing the office of guardians. Yung mga offenders na nabanggit natin kanina, tapos yung mga guilty ng corruption of minors, disqualified na rin silang maging guardian.